Righto, the Full Drive podcast driven by Shelter. We made it through the entry there, Jaden. Thank you very much for your false start. But hopefully no one sees that because he can edit it up and leave it out. Unlike me, who gets embarrassed.
Yeah. Sorry, what false start?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a starter issue.
Was there?
I can confirm that.
Yeah, not enough choke.
No, it's everyone against me.
No, sorry, we're on your team.
Have you got audio issues over there too now? You can't hear it.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's telling me to clap over here, over there, and then he can't even get the song right.
All right, come on, boys.
Hit play. That was the Southern River Band with Let It Ride that Jaden eventually got on for us. The socials, the Full Drive podcast on Instagram, all of our episodes over at BackChat's YouTube. And again, thank you to our patrons.
Yes, we are in double digits now.
We are in double digits. What are we at, Jaden? So,
No, you've got me on the spot there, but we're at 12.
Oh, 12.
I was going to guess
Happy
11.
days.
We're at 12.
We're going well, so appreciate that support. And if you do want to support us even more, jump over to patreon.com/the Forward Drive podcast. We really do appreciate it. And we are growing in numbers, which is great to see.
Yes, soon we'll be 1,200.
Yeah, we're talking about those double
big.
zeros early. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. How are we, fellas?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't complain. Cannot complain. Jaden's, we probably, can we release on here?
All right. Can we release the whistle?
Can we talk about who you met yesterday, or is that not allowed on this?
No, we can.
Will that be out by this?
Yeah,
being
that'll
on?
be out. Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd you go? How'd you go yesterday,
timeline,
mate? Talk about what you did yesterday.
What I did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not full drive related.
No.
But yeah, it is quite good.
Yeah.
Met my childhood hero, Adam Gilchrist.
Awesome.
It was unreal. You know how they say never meet your heroes?
Yep.
No, absolutely. If you have the
Meet
chance,
your
if your
heroes.
hero is Adam Gilchrist and you have the chance to meet Adam Gilchrist, meet him because he is a great bloke.
That's awesome. I've only heard very, very good things. Are you familiar with
I'm
Gilly's
very-
work?
Yep,
Yeah.
Gilly. So I can see a glow from his rosy cheeks over there.
Yeah.
Big smiles.
You were copping a bit of stick, eh?
I was copping it a fair
Crew.
bit, but fair enough.
cares?
Yeah, roll with the punches.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no insults or anything. It's just
I don't think you'd be alone.
I was a nervous wreck, mate.
In your love for Adam Gilchrist. There'd be plenty of, especially our age, I reckon. When I started to sort of really dive into cricket, that sort of like got the end of that era with Gilly and Warne and McGrath and all those, those players.
Yeah, Brett Lee, Ricky Ponting, Justin Langer, like
JL,
he was.
the big
he was.
time.
Yeah,
That's the era I'm familiar with. Beyond that, I don't know shit.
Nah, well, I wasn't around beyond
Yeah.
that. So.
I mean out now. You
Oh,
know?
now, come forward. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What are you, your Don Bradman era? Like that whole
that is.
the Immortals
Jeez.
lineup?
Well,
That
yeah,
is, he's getting back.
You,
at everyone
mate,
for
you better
yesterday.
watch out. I get my walking frame. I'll be making my way over there. Hustle these cables in here.
Yeah, it's exciting though, Jaden. I do like that. I noticed you got the Australian cricket shorts on today too.
Yeah, that's actually just a coincidence. Comfortable shorts. I just feel like I'm a cricketer now.
I thought it might have been a gift.
No,
But no, you had them.
he did. He gave me a hat.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, from
Okay.
his podcast, and yeah,
Very good.
great hat, great man.
I'm
Loved
happy
it.
for you, mate.
Every minute of it was amazing.
Have only heard good things. I look forward to having a listen to that pod.
Yeah, well, it'll be out by the time this is out. So
Cool. So
absolutely.
jump over.
Go and listen to it.
To BackChat Studios and
Yeah.
have a listen to Gilly.
It's unreal.
See if you can hear Jade in the background.
He mentions my name a few times.
Oh, does he?
He does. He mentions my name a few times. I think at the very start, the boys are like, "How are you, Gilly?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, good. Jaden, how are you?"
That's good.
So he was in on it. He was making a bit of fun as well.
Nice.
Anyway,
All right.
back to full driving.
Let's get back to full driving. And
I mean, that was on the radar.
that was on the radar.
was
Great
on
on the
your
radar.
radar.
Yeah, it was on my radar, and it's something I just went to off the cuff. Right, let's get to our on the radar. Now we're going back to what we probably started this segment as was to have a look at the new cars on the market, and we sort of we branched out to just on the radar with new products, new cars, whatever it may be.
Is this on the run sheet?
Yes, this is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
just
you wouldn't know, would you?
yeah, just there. Electric Isuzu D-Max.
Haha.
What's funny? What's the go? This is coming out in 2026, mate, in Australia.
Is that legit?
Yeah. Jaden tells me that we can't be too sure when it's not actually out, but it's coming out in 2025 in Norway, mate. Over towards your homeland.
Okay. So Norway, yes, okay, that makes sense. You just had me there because they're pulling out of Australia if the emission law come through.
Who?
Isuzu, like as a
you were saying this
passenger.
the other week.
Yeah. As a passenger vehicle, they're pulling out if those emission laws go through.
Oh, right. So this is actually not planned. We did not know that Ronnie was coming back with this. So you don't think that this will actually be here if Isuzu and these NVSs get up?
Not if they're keeping their word. Like,
Right.
I mean, okay, maybe they will, but then they're throwing a bluff at the government, hoping that they won't,
Right.
put the laws through. That's what's been reported. So
Yeah, okay.
And Toyota even said that, made a statement that they would also stop making diesels.
Ooh.
Which, yeah.
Well, this is not where I thought you were going to take this because
No,
I didn't
but-
expect you to have a lot on the new Isuzu electric D-Max. But
Well, I don't. I've got nothing on it. It looks nice.
except that it's never going to be here.
No. But we could
It
always...
does look cool.
We could always do
It looks
like
very futuristic.
a Norwegian electric excursion, couldn't we?
We could do that. That would be
Well, that's
probably
concept. That's
big budget stuff.
I think that's concept art.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't think that's I don't know. It's
fooled
got
me.
concept on the license plate down there.
Yeah, right.
So I'm assuming it's concept art.
It's a good pick.
Otherwise, it is just like it's a concept test vehicle. But to me, it looks like concept art.
Yeah.
For a concept, it doesn't look very concepty.
You should see the other photos. There's a couple other photos. I didn't save them, but those
Yeah,
the
I've
other
got a
photos are
couple
very
around.
concepty.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're
very much
very
so. Like,
concept-y.
this is what we're talking.
So what's the idea behind this one? So is it full electric?
Full electric. It is, eh?
Yeah, full electric.
Yeah, so if you want to go through a few of the features, so 66.9 kilowatt lithium ion battery, full time 4x4, dual electric motor, which is giving you 130 kilowatts of power, 325 newton meters of torque, 1 ton payload, and 3.5 ton brake towing capacity.
So
Is some of the features. And
dual motor. So
Dual.
and it's all-wheel drive all the time.
Constant,
That
yep.
is full drive as well.
Yep.
I'm guessing it'll be a motor at the front and the back then.
There's the real concept. That's art.
Oh.
That is definitely art.
Yeah, someone just added some steroids to the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those wheels are disgusting, though.
It's a concept, mate.
I know,
It's a
but
concept.
that's not a full drive. Look at the wheels.
It's AI generated.
There's no tires. Well, AI sucks.
Well, it's not AI. It's made by Ogata or something.
Here you go. 40 kilowatt front and 90 kilowatt rear.
There you go.
Reduce
Yeah.
the size of the rims, and it goes from a
love-
0.1 to a 10.
I love
Those
talking
are, what are
about
they,
anything
30-inch rims?
anything to do with electric cars or these new vehicle efficiency standards, and Ronnie just fires up, even at the appearance. But
wow, look at that. It's like the radiator stuff right in the middle.
so they're bringing this has been
battery.
proposed because of the new vehicle efficiency standards coming in. So this
Yeah.
is a way that Isuzu are getting around that. But I find your point interesting if they are going to pull out of the Australian market because of their
Because they only got two cars.
because they've only got the two cars. So I wonder if they'll pull those out but enter
Maybe enter later.
later in the electric.
Because if they're not coming
Market.
out till 2026, yeah, maybe. But I don't think they're going to sell too well in Australia. Who's
Nah.
going to buy a ute that's full electric? I mean, you can only go so far.
If that's your only car that you're selling now in Australia, is it
Yeah.
worth your while?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm not sold on electric cars unless you live in Europe.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah.
You are sold on the hybrids though.
On the hybrids, I am, yeah.
Yep.
Because you can get petrol, you can keep going. But what they really should do is do a diesel hybrid. Instead of just cancelling all diesel, do a diesel hybrid.
Is there a such thing even in sort of
Yeah.
SUVs and stuff like that? Is there
Well,
diesel hybrids?
I'm pretty
RAV4s, are they? No, they be petrol.
They had some around, I know that, or they were tinkering with some.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Toyota might have even been tinkering with some. But to give you a name of a car that actually had released one, I don't know.
Okay.
But that's what I reckon they should do.
Yep. Yep. So you don't think this has a place in the Australian market?
Nah, no electric vehicle has a place in the Australian market unless you live in Sydney
Yeah, righto.
and you can't get out of the city.
Yeah. Perth, like even Perth City, electric, I reckon you'd be all right. If you-
Oh, well, look, there's
not for what we're doing.
There's Teslas getting around, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Within the CBD, yeah. But
Yeah.
if you go into Geraldton or something, like, so I got some family who live out in Cadoo,
Yep.
so Wongan Hills.
Yep.
They have a friend that has a full electric car. Don't ask which one it is. I'm assuming it's a Tesla or something. They drive from there to Perth, and they can get there and then almost back.
Right.
But after their first trip, they needed a charge. Charging took forever.
Right, okay.
So it just made the trip way longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming if you almost get back, there's not a lot of options.
Well, not really,
top
no.
up out there.
Yeah, and then if there's not a lot of options, you're basically sitting there just charging.
Yep.
I was watching. A guy. So one of the guys from Max Tracks, he's not there anymore. Paul, mate, Paul. He was in America, and he drove a Rivian.
Oh, yeah.
With a couple of guys, and there's actually a video on YouTube with this. And they had to pull in to charge the car because they were running low on fuel because they went and did a bit of off-roading and it cost more power than what they had planned for.
Yep.
So they had to pull in and they were basically in the car for hours waiting for it to charge before they could keep going again. Yeah.
I like the look of the Rivian,
The Rivian is cool.
but yeah, I don't want people to think that we're against electric cars because I think for what you're saying,
Well, we kind of are, but...
we are with what we do.
Well, I am.
Yeah, well, we just don't see a place for them just yet in
Not yet.
the four-wheel drive space.
Not yet.
Getting around the city, probably go for your life.
Yeah.
That's no worries. It's just what we are, the
Yeah.
four-wheel drive podcast. So we're just saying,
Yes.
don't know about the D-Max fully electric out in the bush.
No. I don't either. On a mine site, sure, because you can charge it
gonna
there.
be-
They got
yeah.
massive generators. You know, kind of defeats the purpose of electric in the first place, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. You could go so many different ways with the,
Yeah.
I think,
I think we're coming backwards. Like we're coming back from that, you know. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but there was somewhere where they did some studies in Canada, and they did this thing like if we have all electric vehicles by 2030 or something, we would need another 15 nuclear power plants to charge the cars.
yeah, right. Yeah, there's always, you got to give something to get something, don't
it's
you?
got to be like a gradual thing. You
Yeah.
can't just flick the switch.
Maybe there is just every second person. I don't know. There's got to be a balance, I'm assuming. 'Cause
Yeah,
it feels like the closer we get to it, the more you hear the other side of the argument coming back around, which
It's
is
because-
always the way.
it's because they all just go, nah, this is what we're doing because this is what's right, and then they just
Yeah.
go down there and don't do all the research because it's because everyone cherry picks the stats to make things work so they get it across the line. Now they're committed. Now they've got to make it work.
It'd be interesting to see where it goes, and it's not going to happen quickly.
No,
So we'll be waiting a while to see the answers. But
I think we're waiting a long time.
yeah. But anyway, on the D-Max,
On the D-Max,
not sure how you'll go.
cool.
Nice looking car though, if that's what you're
Yeah,
going to get.
it is nice. That's better than the other one. You can actually go somewhere on those tires.
Yeah. I don't mind the
mate,
look.
Concept.
The D-Max is a good ute.
It's a good car.
Like the
Great
the
ute.
normal, the standard D-Max.
Great ute. I found some stuff from Isuzu, but they're threatening to leave the Australian market if the NVS goes through, because they don't have enough time to they've openly admitted that they're going to fall well under the emission targets,
Oh, okay.
and they basically want they think the NVS proposal doesn't take into consideration the automotive technology development cycles. So whenever they develop new technologies for their cars and stuff, they don't think that the proposal's taken that into account, and they think that it's going to negatively affect Australian consumers, which is what, we've said as much on this podcast before.
At the end of the day, that's what it's going to do. It's going to affect the consumer in the end, you know. Yeah, it'll affect the car manufacturer, but at the end of the day, it's going to affect the consumer because we all have to make changes ourselves, you know, or we have to pay up the extra cost.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
because if these companies do get fined, they're going to pass it on in their cars.
Yep.
If they
Yeah.
don't pass it on in their cars, they don't make a profit, and then the stakeholders, shareholders, they're not going to want to continue with that car. So that's
Yeah.
just the way it works, you know.
What's interesting, because I've been doing a bit of research on the MVS, and it's in the proposal document, it's come up with that. It's basically saying that across everywhere, all the countries that the MVS has basically been introduced, they've seen no evidence of price hiking to cars.
All right.
The prices of the cars that have been, put under this haven't increased or anything. There's been no
Are they
exception
diesel?
like that.
Are they diesel engines though? That's the
yeah.
question. Because
This is what this is why
Yeah.
we're doing all this research and stuff. This is just what it says in the proposal. There's other factors going on.
yeah, and that's the thing. There are other cherry pick stats because we are going from a Euro 5 something to all the way to the 6D or whatever it is, or maybe are we 6? I don't know. But we're doing a massive jump. We're jumping the entire gap, right? So there hasn't been a gradual phasing out of certain things. And this is Australia. This is a land of the diesel engines, you know. Land of vast distance.
I feel like that should be some sort of advertisement there.
Land of the diesel
Land of the
engine.
diesel
Land of the
engines.
diesel engine. Land of the D.
Oh,
Well,
Only
Ronny.
only producing 1% or less of the worldwide pollution. So
Yeah,
leave us
well-
the fuck alone.
I've got it here. Australia's 14th in the world
Yeah.
by
Pardon my French.
CO2 emissions.
I'm not happy about this.
We're 1.16%. China comes up with 29.18% of the world's CO2 emissions. US 14%, India 7%, Russia 4%, but Australia is 1.16%.
Can I just say that China are making stuff for every single country in the world. So I think they should get a hall pass. But USA, they're up there.
no hall pass.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
I just love how fired up you get about this.
But then there's
Mate, you wait till
also
the episode that we're doing
380,000
this.
people in a. Yeah, so you factor all that in. Yes, okay.
Is that like we're going to do a full episode on this, aren't we?
Oh,
It sounds
mate.
like
we
we
might
are.
have to do a bloody
spoken about
four-parter
it
on
a
it,
lot.
the way
Yeah.
Ronnie gets up and about.
So let's stop this here.
Yep.
I had a senator send me an email which was alerted to me just before I came here. I will pass that email on to you, Jaden, because you're way more research on this topic than I am. I will need to do some research. So while I hook up my caravan again and head north, I will do some research at night. I'll get fired up in the caravan.
Yeah, we got an email as well. So,
Who's emailing us?
who emailed you?
I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
terrible.
but people in high places. Really?
there's
Is that WA senator or is it like a senator?
people. There's people.
People getting
There's people.
People getting
Oh no,
contact
look,
now,
people have got a lot of thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the side for it or whether you're on the side against it, there's a lot of people with thoughts on it, and we're still learning about all of this
We
stuff
are,
anyway.
definitely.
So it's not like we
I don't even really know what we're talking
exactly
about.
right. So yeah,
I
there's more research.
I don't
we need to
understand
do.
the words sometimes.
Yeah.
I could actually, I generally just sit here and scroll on my laptop while Ronnie's talking about it. Have you got? Let's finish on the radar and talking about electric stuff. And
Yeah.
have you got? I heard you had something for us.
Oh yeah. So I had to get this little beanie here, so it's kind of appropriate here, Australia.
Yep.
So I came across this. It's a bit of a shameless plug here,
A
guys.
snake in there.
I'll just so I've done these patches, boys. So whichever state you go to, you can get your piece, and then eventually, when you've been around the whole country, you have a map of Australia.
There you go.
And Victoria comes with Tasmania because it was just too small to produce. That's yours,
pretty
Dago.
good. Is that mine? Is it?
That's yours.
Is it got to be? Thank you. Is that? Do I have to have driven my car there?
Well, what we can do in your case is you can remove them as you go there. No. It's just
I like it. This is cool.
I mean, you've been to every state.
I have.
For
Not in your car though.
No, I haven't.
have you driven a car in each state though?
Yes.
There you go.
Maybe not the ACT, but that's inside New South Wales, and you can't do anything about
It's
it.
kind of it's an enclave, so it's stuck
And
in
I've
there.
been a passenger in Tasmania in a four-wheel drive.
Well, that more than qualifies for it.
Beautiful.
You're in.
It's
I'm
not.
done.
It's not an
I want to
airport
get this up.
transport.
I want to get this up for the camera, but I won't be able to hold it all together.
I've got it on, mate. Just
Yeah.
flip it around
Oh, yeah, just
so that it's.
do a spinner.
It's good stuff. I like that.
So it's
There you
just.
go.
It's
Where can
just-
we find
it's-
these,
It's
Ronny?
all the states and territories pieced together.
Where can you find? Oh, you can find it on the website fourwheelingaustralia.com. And Jaden, so I don't leave you out, mate. Here's a 76 there for you, mate.
That's
That's
nice.
very
Good
nice.
colours.
So we'll pop that here for now.
Can I have a look at that?
Show it
Yeah,
to this
yeah.
camera over here.
Yeah,
Or that one.
This one. How are you?
there you go.
Wow.
Now I've actually got a 79, 78, and a 76. Yeah.
Of these same
Yeah,
colours.
yeah.
These are cool. I like
Yeah.
these. I've got a good collection.
If you
on
don't give
top.
that to me now,
There
I
you
would.
go.
I wouldn't have got it.
There
back.
you go, mate. I'd wait till I bought one. Like I bought the one stone armrest before I even bought a Landcruiser.
I like these. These
I
are,
wonder how
this
many
is
people
cool.
buy stuff with a car before. I actually tell us so we can hear it over the next.
I love the
campfire.
colour.
Yeah.
Is this you? You made this?
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yep.
is cool. 76 series.
I like. It's going
patch.
straight on the roof.
Yeah.
co-designed by myself and Jono.
Jono,
Wow.
a great man.
It's not actually a 76 series patch. Just for people listening, it's a patch that has 76 and then series written on it.
It's a 76 series patch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
it's
it is,
now,
but it's not a 76 series.
It's official.
Like carb.
Nah, it's official, mate.
No, you can't get it at Toyota. You can only get it at Four Wheeling Australia.
It's a non-official official patch.
It's definitely an official
Yeah.
patch.
Anyway, it's a different font, so I'm not going to get sued.
Speaking of 76, now let's move on to the main. Jeez, we've only just got to the main
segue.
topic.
It's a great segue.
Good segue, but just for a good reminder that we're right behind time.
Let's talk about diesel.
Yeah, let's go back to diesels. Now, we want a little update on the 76. How are things going? What's the most recent little modifications? It's been a few weeks since we've touched base on it. How's it looking?
It's looking mighty good, mate.
It does. I tell you what, when I pulled up but next to it, it is looking mighty good.
Did you notice what
Yeah.
had just happened recently? So that's before, right?
Is that concept?
It's the concept of a flying car.
Or
That's
Is that-
that's concept.
bit of a different,
Yeah.
little bit of a different shine.
That is wrapped in what's called stealth PPF, so paint protection film.
Yep.
Got it done at Mad Ink. They're in Perth. Nick, the owner of this place, wicked fella. I've actually known him for a long time through Hilux Forum, but yeah, there'd been like a massive gap. Haven't spoken to him. He wrapped the
Oh, yeah.
PDP, your Trav's car.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
300.
Yep.
So he wrapped that in stealth, and that's like graphite, and that graphite car looks sick in this wrap.
Yep.
So I went there to test out this wrap, and there's gloss, and then there's stealth. But he never had the experience of what I'm like when I go test stuff.
Right.
And look, I'm pretty hard on my gear. I'll put my hand up and say that, yes. But when I get something like a panel, this is a Ranger panel, he got it painted Sandy Torp, so it was exactly the same as my car. And then he wrapped one half in gloss, one half in stealth. And when someone gives me that and says, you can test this as much as you like, well, it got tested.
On one door.
No, it was just like the front quarter panel.
Oh, yeah.
So I took it to the grass tree out front, just ran it through that, and then up against like a fence, like a wire fence, and didn't think that was enough. So I started putting it on the course road, and this road base was coarse. That old road base that the rock's actually coming out. It's almost like gravel, but it's tarmac.
Yeah, yeah.
Scratching on that, and we took it inside, and then we sort of pulled the paint protection film off, and I mean, it had gone through, but who the hell is going to gravel rash their car? But minor bits had gone through where you could there was one slice you could fill up with a bit of paint, and you could then rewrap it and it'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
But that's the whole point. And there was one section that didn't have PPF on it because we pulled it off after the first test round. That was absolutely just stuffed. Yeah.
Was he impressed a little bit with the results?
Yeah,
himself?
yeah.
Like, was he a little bit like, well, actually, this is good stuff?
If you, go back and watch the video when it gets to the point where we go into the post-mortem analysis, right? I grabbed my, I grabbed this, those tie-down buckles. They got like a cam buckle thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I swung it 3 times on the gloss and then on the stealth and then on the paint just to see if it'll make a dent, if it helped prevent dents. And in the background, Jono swung the camera on him and just caught him. He was like, it was priceless, the expression he did. And I didn't know because I was just focused on what I was doing. And Matthias, one of the guys who did all the rap, he was like, fuck, I didn't expect that. So it
Sounds
was
like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had heaps of fun. But once he saw what I'd put it through, because he was pretty confident about it. Like when he first showed me, he put a wire brush on his M3 BMW. He's just a wire brush on. I'm like, man, we got a test panel. You don't have to do it in your car.
He's that confident in it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then he gets a heat gun out and you can see it heal. So it's self-healing.
Just that quickly?
Yeah.
In front of your eyes?
Yep, in front of my eyes. It was like within a couple of seconds, it had self-healed.
And is that like, if you just leave it outside, it's going to do that as well?
It'll take half an hour. On a hot day.
Really?
On a hot day, half an hour, he said. On a normal, like, mild day like today, probably 2 hours maybe, or 1 hour. Depends on it. If it was a black car, it'll be a lot quicker.
Yeah, right.
But that's a pretty light car. So the colour hasn't changed, but what it's done is it's taken all the gloss out, pardon me, and you can see how all the lines are more definitive.
It looks sharp. Like it looks like
Yeah.
the whole car, like in its entirety, just looks like a sharp vehicle.
It does, yeah. And you can see that reflection on the bonnet. It's not like a mirror reflection.
Yeah.
You can tell by the glass that's mirroring, but that isn't. So in different types of light, it looks unreal. That was the morning after. So I took it out in the sunrise and got the light on it. And then if the other side, which I'm not sure I gave you a photo of, but where it's in shade, it looks different again. So
Yeah, right.
it's really cool. I'm going to have a lot of fun taking photos and vision of it. I face that towards the sun though.
It's
The other side you can't see.
What's it like to touch?
It's quite so the gloss is really sticky, but that is really smooth. And the thing is, when you scratch the stealth, the reason why I chose the stealth was because you can't see the scratch. So I was scratching it with a wire brush and I couldn't see it. I had to get my phone out and put a light on it and then put my head right down near it and I go, oh yeah, there's the scratch.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be very hard to scratch that. And even if we did key it as well, so I keyed it and then I did different pressures.
What didn't you? Did you shoot at it?
No, I haven't shot at it. No, but
That's the only thing you've got left to do, I reckon.
yeah, I don't think it's going to stop that though.
A couple bullet holes just reflected off it. Mate.
Yeah,
Superman.
It's about the length that you've gone to.
yeah. If I did that, I'd probably hit the window anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
It's looking tough.
no, it's good stuff. And yep, on 35s, on a rather large lift just to make sure they fit. I did that just for show to see how it all work, and my plan was to put it back to a stock lift and move the car on. But I'm not going to wrap a car that I'm not going to keep. So the week where I decided to keep the car, I went and reached out to Nick at Mad Inc. And from there, we discussed and we ended up getting it like that.
Yep.
So I'm keeping the car.
Yeah. So it's
official.
This is the big news. This 76 2.8 litre will be part of the Ronny Dale fleet.
The fleet.
It stays in the fleet.
It'll stay in the fleet, yes.
And so that means that one goes.
Yes, it does mean that one goes.
So where have you landed with this?
I'm undecided.
Still undecided.
I'm still undecided. Let's just not touch on this one for too long because I don't like talking about this.
It's a pretty sad time.
Well, one's sentimental, it's 11 years. The other one is practical, almost 3 years. I need the Troopy to travel around Australia because that's ready, set, go. I don't want to put too much weight on this car. I want to keep this as a nice light.
Yep.
And that's why with the 79, I stripped it right back and it's just tray.
Yep.
So that's, I don't know. So it makes sense to move the 79, but that's the hardest one to move.
Yep.
Both my kids have gotten really upset with me when I was floating the idea of getting rid of it. One told me to bugger off, in other words, and the other started crying.
Wow.
So it's and still now it's a touchy subject. So I don't know. I don't know.
When do you need to make this decision by?
Probably pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah, probably pretty
I
soon.
actually don't know what to tell you.
Because there's something else that you know about that's coming soon.
Yep.
Which that's
I
coming.
feel like
soon.
we keep doing this to each other and we
Yeah,
actually
we've
no one
done
ever
this throughout
knows,
the
but
entire pod.
I know.
Past few weeks. Sorry.
So
listeners.
look, I promise in the next episode we will reveal what's coming. And
Patreons may get it first.
What's that?
Patreons may get it first.
Yeah. So patrons will tell today.
okay.
Everyone else will find out.
This will be
next
good
week.
because I can't wait to hear that when the patrons hear it because I'm just need to make sure it's actually what I think it is.
Yeah, because I think
You're not sure
you might
anymore.
have forgotten what it is. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. But look, on 35s, mate, it's
Yeah, so
so surprising.
someone was asking me that question just the other day. It was Geordie, who down at BCF in Osborne Park, good mate of mine, works at the footy club as well. He reckons that him and I could go and own that shop together because we know I'm in there so often and he obviously knows how to run the joint. He was asking what you thought, on the 30, because I actually don't know if we've really touched on that whole because you've had it on 35s for a while now. So how's it handling?
So look, 35s, the voice beyond wanted to talk about this subject in previous episodes, but I wanted more time with it.
Yep.
To really dissect it. And there is one thing that sucks about it, but everything else is pretty epic. Honestly, it still feels like you're driving a car around. It doesn't feel like a burden. It handles it fine. Of course, there's a little bit of lag, but not much.
Yep.
And the worst part that I'll just touch on is going downhill, first gear low. It is just faster than second gear low on the V8 downhill.
Oh, okay.
If you don't touch the brakes. Yep. Now, if you use downhill assist, which is absolutely useless, right? Remember, I was talking about that in the previous episode. Downhill assist just sucks. Well, turns out in 35s, it reacts much quicker because it needs to react to something that's rolling at a certain momentum or speed, right? With the 35s, it does it instantly. So it kicks in. So you don't have that like, oh, is it going to do anything? It goes in straight away, and it sits in between first gear low and second gear low on a 70 series V8.
Okay.
So it's manageable.
Yep.
Not the best, but it's manageable.
So maybe a little bit off when you're towing. You might be getting a bit more of that. Not that you're towing off-road.
That's the other thing,
heavy,
right?
but
When you're towing, you put it into haul mode. But obviously, if you're in low range, you can't choose haul mode, right?
Okay.
So so if you're towing in the Victorian high country, not sure how that would go.
Yep.
However, downhill assist activates the brakes. That'll send a signal to the trailer, so everything will be braking.
Yep.
And I quizzed my engineer. I've got a contact at Toyota engineer guy who I sometimes fire texts between.
Yep.
There's nothing official or anything. It's just a guy I know.
Yep.
And he was explaining to me that downhill assist, because I was like, does it work with the gears or anything? It doesn't. Downhill assist is strictly brakes. But what he said was, like, engineers just explain stuff the best, like the most clearest way, right?
Yeah.
He's basically saying, well, it's like if you had 4 pedals, but you don't have 4 feet, and you can control each one at the right time, and and you've got an eye on each wheel, so you know when to do it.
Yeah.
That's what the system's doing for you.
Yeah, okay.
So
That's cool.
To get brake fade would be a lot more before you get brake fade. But then in saying that, Victorian high country, it is so damn steep that even in the troopy, I had to use the brakes quite often.
Yeah, right.
You know, you let it go for a bit and then you're on the brakes. Then you let it go for a bit, you're on the brakes. And that's just the nature of the steepness. But the in-between steepness is where the V8's just going to have it.
Cruise over it. Yep.
But you can always change the diff ratio, but I don't want to do that. It's fine.
Yep.
Towing a caravan up north, I will change the tyres back to 33s, and that's just for practicality.
Yep.
I still have yet to tow it with 35s up that hill, but I've towed with 35s. And interestingly enough, in high range, in the haul mode, and that's something I've got to ask engineer guy as well, is something weird going in the haul mode. I reckon when you are coasting down a hill, it actually uses the gears to slow you down. It's weird, eh? It's like it senses you're going.
Right.
I've never,
It's
So
like working in reverse to what haul mode actually is, kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's favouring. It's a favourable thing to use because it gears back to help you slow down. It's like in a manual where you gear down.
Yeah.
You know, using engine compression. It does that in haul mode, which is really cool. Yeah.
So you can hit, because I know your worry with your experience with the Hilux was putting 35s on it, not being able to get to 60.
The 33s.
Oh, was that only with 33s?
Yeah. So
right.
here's the thing, right?
So it's catching 6, no worries. On the 35s.
It's catching 6 from about 95, 97. It'll get to 6 gear.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When we were out there testing, Trav was testing his V8 and was just going to different things. If you are on and off the throttle like we were, getting 6 gear is difficult. And I thought, we can't get 6 gear. But then we went into the servo and we took off for the second run, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gear straight away. But it's because I just drove up to it. So then we figured that, okay, so you can accelerate hard, but as soon as you take your foot off and then go back on, it'll go down, it'll upshift, and it'll be in 6 gear. And then even going uphill with giving it a bit, it still stays in 6 gear.
Right.
it just holds the gears a bit longer than other automatics that I'm used to.
Yeah.
It feels rougher because it holds it longer. So you get that, you can feel those little vibrations and stuff. Like it feels like it doesn't like it, but I think they just do that in other cars so they feel more comfortable. The 70, they just make it so it drives.
Yep.
So that's my take on the car. Like it does really well on 35s. That's not to say you should be driving on 35s, but it does really well on 35s.
Yep. Now, what's the plan with you? Because there's still no bar, and you've still got the standard Toyota snorkel there as well. They're the two things that I noticed straight up. Have you got any more updates on those plans?
So with the snorkel, I'll likely just pull it apart and Sikaflex it because it's really easy to get to. The reason why I've done it on previous vehicles is because it's so hard to get in there. But because they've done this really, a rough extension of the guards and that, you can so easily get in there.
Right.
It's the most easiest thing to remove. So I like the look of the factory snorkel.
Yep.
So I'm likely going to glue it together with Sikaflex.
Yep.
And and I'll just test it with a bag on the snorkel.
Yeah, righto.
And just have someone ready to turn the car off.
And then with your bar, have you seen anything yet that you like?
No, I haven't seen nothing yet I like.
All right.
Yeah. One company in particular I thought would bring out a really nice looking bar because the previous 70 they got a really nice looking bar for. They didn't, I don't think they did a nice job on the new one. Preference, didn't like it. There's only 3 bars out that I know of.
Yeah, right. Who are the other two?
So I'll just name all three. All three to have a bar out. ARB has a bar out. You have Off-Road Animal, and you have I forgot what the other one's called. It's ADM AMD or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably the better looking one, but it's I still don't really like it.
Okay.
So with a bar on the car, yes, the main purpose of it is to protect your car.
Yep.
But if it doesn't look nice, I mean, that car, I think the car looks really nice.
Yeah,
like, the look's grown on me. And so I haven't put a bar on it yet. But I probably should have one because I'm going to be towing like almost 3 ton, heading north, leaving at 4 a.m. So I'm going to have to put some spotlights on that car.
Can you pull up the photo again, please, Jaden, if that's all right, of the front? And I also want to make note of the workshop at is it Mad Inc?
Oh, yeah.
That looked very neat.
Oh, yes.
Was that where the photo was taken? Of
yeah. Oh, man. When I drove in there, I was like...
Look at that.
My car does not belong there. Like, you can't see everything else, but in there was a green BMW, there's a Lotus Elise, there was a Camaro.
Yeah, right.
There was a 300 series, I think. Maybe it was a 200? No, 300.
Looks like it should have kitchen,
2
bedroom.
Ineos in there right now. You can't see in there.
Yeah, right.
They only do 2 cars a week.
Really?
That's how much detail goes. That took 5 days.
Wow.
It's a big job. They have to pull every single thing off the car.
So anyway, this is nice shot. But where are your lights? What's going on?
Well, I'm thinking about just doing a crude drill through that bumper.
Yep.
Put 2 lights there so I can see things before I hit them because I've got no protection.
Yep.
And then having almost 3 ton behind me, I need to be able to stop. And then I'll likely put some lights on the roof.
Yep.
I've got my own brackets made so they can sit up there.
Yep.
So I've got some stuff sitting at home. I just quickly bought some stuff.
Yeah, right.
That's ready to go. I just got to put it on.
Yep.
Yeah. I went to Super Cheap Auto, believe it or not, and bought my lights.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pretty decent though. They got some decent stuff there. They got cheap stuff and they got good stuff.
How do you know the good stuff from the cheap stuff?
Well, I'm testing out the good stuff, so I don't want to comment on it until I've tested it out. But I'm pretty confident.
It's just the price, I'm assuming. You can tell which one's the good stuff and the cheaper stuff.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or is there different brands?
Yeah, there's different brands.
Right.
There's different brands, yeah.
In Super Cheap?
In Super Cheap, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, Super Cheap have their own as well, and, it's just an affordable light,
Yeah.
The thing is, at the end of the day, if you're just going through the bush and you just need to see in the bush, any cheap light will do. If you're on a highway and you actually want to avoid animal strikes and you want to see a kilometre up ahead, despite what a lot of people say, I don't need to see a kilometre up ahead. Well, mate, you do if there's a herd of cattle on the road, I tell you.
Yeah, and you're towing.
Well, particularly if you're towing, but even if you're not towing, it's just good to see
Yeah.
because you got tunnel vision at night, and if your lights don't reach far enough, you actually be worse off sometimes because you get what's referred to as a ball of death. There's a light, there's a ball of light in front of you, and you can't see past the light because now your eyes have adjusted to the light.
Yeah.
So if your light doesn't illuminate far enough, now it's going to be harder to see what's beyond the light. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Which means that if your ball of light is 400 meters and something is appearing about 600 meters up ahead, you may need more than 400 meters to stop or react to it.
I think you just sold me a light bar that I'm going to put on my roof, mainly for looks, but also for the ball of death. No, I feel like it would look. I think it would look really good.
You need good distance. Yeah.
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 Very good. All right. Well, I know you don't want to touch on it too much. It's a bit of a touchy subject, but we won't go on it for too long.
Which one would you buy?
Oh, out of your two cars,
Yeah.
probably the Troopy. Yeah, but only because I'm a bit different. Everyone knows my thoughts on it. But that's what I want to get. Like, what is it that what do you come down to on this decision? What's it going to be in the end? Do you think that sways you either way? Like, is it going to be the connection piece or is it going to be the practicality?
It's a logic thing, isn't it?
Yeah, like, are you going gut or are you going heart?
Well, that's the thing. It's logic or heart, and I don't know, mate. I can't answer
You're
that.
stuck on it, aren't you?
I'm stuck on it. I am stuck on it. Look, I might be leaning slightly more to one way than the other, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to say if it's logic or heart.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't know. Because I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, definitely this one, and then next week, sorry guys, it was the other one.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's like, and you don't need to tell us, but it's funny what the mind does and which way, like, only you will be able to make the decision, sort of thing.
The more we're talking about, the more I'm leaning towards this decision. But yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. Hey, I reckon we can almost go to around the fire pit, Jade. I reckon I don't want to prod Ronny too much on the.
Ooh. Oh, actually.
Oh,
Ooh.
quickly put the fire.
There's
out.
a spark.
No.
Twitter.
Okay.
Oh, start it back up. Crank it back up.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, mate. My fire's dead now.
Yeah, it's out.
That's it. You've killed it.
All right, let's go to around the fire pit. Oh, Jaden's losing his mic. It's all happening back there.
Oh, there it is.
The time of the show where
crank it up. Because it was a cool morning this morning.
It was cool. It's nice, actually. I actually got out this morning and thought, be a beautiful morning to wake up at a campsite
Yes, I thought the same
with
thing.
that temperature.
Yeah, and yeah. I had the aircon cranking last night too. I woke up and I was bloody cold. I was so cold, eh?
It's still bloody hot in Perth though this time of year. Like it's been a hot summer.
Yeah.
It's
Perth's
not summer anymore, but it's hot.
Perth's interesting. You get that period where it's this hot morning. During the day, it's just almost unbearable to a point if you're outside. And then the evening is awesome. Walk your dog.
Yeah.
Up till 10 o'clock at night.
But the house doesn't cool down. Like I'm in an old house and it doesn't cool down that well.
Yeah.
But then
the Fremantle dock doesn't reach your house.
Doesn't quite get through there. No.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
Got a roof over my head, and so I'm grateful for that. So, start the fire back up. Sorry, mate.
I didn't realize it went out.
It went out. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize it
was a cold
That's
morning.
my bad.
I don't think I went to where
Apologies.
I was going to go to with what I was just saying. But anyway,
It was a cold morning.
it was a cold
It was a
morning.
cold morning. Could have done with the fire pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is. We can almost light a fire now.
Yes.
Can we already?
Depending on where you are.
Okay. Oh yeah. We covered this, didn't we?
Yeah,
Getting
yeah.
excited about that.
Depending on where you are. Yeah.
Just a little can. Just a little one.
Yes. A lot of places 1st of April.
Yeah.
But there's also a handful of places that are halfway through March, and
your
that's where we are now.
Anyway, ask some questions, Jaden. I'll shut my
Alright.
laptop.
We got
Or make some statements. I don't mind.
Statements or well, we'll start with this one. It's a big email, and it's coming from
That's how cold it is.
a guy called Andy Martin. Mate, what are you?
It looks good, actually.
For anyone listening, he's just put on the Australian beanie that he's he's
That he
used
pulled his-
to.
that he pulled his,
he pulled his map of Australia out of.
Yeah.
I thought it was very appropriate.
I mean,
Yeah, it was very.
mate, if you're cold, I can turn the aircon off.
He's cold.
I might have a jar of Vegemite in there if you're hungry.
Oh, wow. All right, big email coming in from Andy Martin
Big one.
at
Let's go.
Expert Electrical Contractors. And
Where-
this is to do with an episode that we released a few weeks ago, Duggo, our 12 volt
Andy's from Expert
Electrical Contractors.
He's from there.
He's the director.
Oh, wow.
What state is he from? In Australia?
Not sure.
Okay, I was just going to point it out.
I would assume WA. He's a Perth boy.
Ah, wicked.
Ah, yeah. The big wah.
The big wah.
That's the big
Given
wah.
the WA. All right. Fuck, it takes us a while to get into stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right. So he says, loves the podcast, obviously. Thank you. Who doesn't love the podcast? It's a great podcast.
That's true.
No, please give us feedback. I've attached some images of my BT50 Ranger behind seat power station for your info as, Duggo, you have an almost identical vehicle. It can be done very well. It's taken him a few attempts, but I think I've nailed it. Unfortunately, without the center seat belt, it becomes a four-seater,
Right.
which is just easy to reinstall if required, he says.
Okay.
He recently upgraded his 2012... I'm going to read this from our perspective instead of his.
Yep.
If I keep saying I'm just going to...
Okay.
Recently upgraded from a 2012 BT50 to a 2019 BT50. Found one for 14,000 Ks. Very good. Very, very good. And he redesigned the every electrical thing in it as it was having a charging issue. He's run a battery on it and been gasless since 2018 and did a full rebuild. He capacity tested the cells and only lost 4 amp hours in 5 years. He runs a fridge for beer for his shelters 24/7, and
nice.
when he goes away, it cops a beating, pulls about 160 to 180 amps. Watching the episode, he says it was awesome, and Enerdrive have a good PDF on cable size and volt drops.
Right.
So he's given us a link to that.
Yep.
That's an important one.
And he's got a full rundown on his electrical specs. So he's got a 270 amp hour, 3.3 kilowatt prismatic cell, 12.8 volt DC battery, 1 Dali 4S BMS. Ronny, that might make sense to you.
That's the big wire, I'm guessing.
2 Victron 30 amp DC chargers. And he also runs them manually from switches in the front, and around town solar panels keep the battery topped up so they're not required. On tracks, he's got 75 amps of charge. He's got a Victron 500 amp shunt, a Victron 100 over 20 MPPT solar charge controller, 250 watt solar panel on the roof, plus an Anderson plug for a blanket, 1 3 kilowatt inverter, and the total mass of the vehicle with 150 litres of diesel, 40 litres of water, awning and everything else is 2,960 kilos.
Wow.
Cost him $3,500 for the gear and a lot of hours and swear words to complete. He says it worked so well that he built a battery for the house, so they're off-grid on the house.
Oh,
Holy shit.
wow.
Yep.
Where does he fit all this stuff?
Mate. So he's bought a 13.2 kilowatt battery for the house and now he's off-grid. So his electrical
awesome.
system in the back of his BT50
I feel like we should go
worked
to Andy's
so
house
well.
and
That's it.
do a podcast out there.
He says, yeah, he's around 60, still swag it, but they've bought a caravan now. So Ronny, he's part of your crew.
Hey. I don't own a caravan. This is my second time.
He's a caravaner just like you, mate.
Oh,
And he's got big plans for it.
Have we got
We've got
those
some photos.
we
Sorry, I
can get up?
can't read and switch at the same
No, that's
time.
all right.
But this is his
excited to
setup.
see
So this
this.
is his 300
Oh,
watt.
wow, right. Oh, that's
battery in
okay,
the back.
wow.
I figured it'd be something like that along the wall. Otherwise,
That's
it'd be
yeah.
a
right.
huge block
So
in the back.
I think that's the right side.
Is he? So he says he's off gas, right? So
Yes.
Is he cooking on like induction or something?
Not sure.
I didn't hear that mentioned.
No,
He'd
sorry.
be able to.
Yes, but this is that's his rear setup. So it's just just a flat tray bed with some what would you call that? A
Draw.
drawer system
Canopy?
on the
It's like
back.
a
Yeah,
half-
drawer
it's
and
like a-
canopy on the back.
Yeah, actually, it might be a full canopy because
Could be a full canopy. Could be a 3/4
Yeah.
canopy, so you got your spare tires on the back. Love the look of those.
Any more shots of the electrical?
That is
Yes, and
that is
then
an
that is
impressive
there.
setup.
Oh, so he's got yeah.
Oh, that's
Those
on
are the switches
inside of
and
the
stuff.
canopy.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing he would have got that signed off by Sparky. You have to do that with them ones anyway.
Well, I mean,
sure
he's
he
the
did.
electric. He's the director, so I'm
I'm
assuming.
sure he's probably signed it off himself.
I think I might just take my car to Andy.
Yeah, mate, that's actually
That is a neat setup.
not
That
a
is
bad
awesome.
shout.
I'm starting to
Hang
think
on,
maybe
that's-
I've gone a bit
Is
unders.
that better?
So
This is $3,500 for the gear, and then he's done all this himself.
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of weight and wires in the system. Like this is for what you want.
Yeah.
This is like
This is an
Tenfold what you
unreal,
need.
like
Right.
this is an unreal setup.
I just like how Andy goes about it though. That's why
well, he's
he said it.
if the world ends, we'll just plug into
Go to Andy's house.
Andy's car.
He's also left, for the record, and this is, obviously four drivers here and has nothing to do with anything, but he just says, go Eagles and fuck the Pies. And that he's a Perth boy. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Well, I like Andy.
big fan of Andy.
Andy's
I'm a
handy
big
at
fan
doing
of
work.
Andy's setup. This is
Electrical
great.
No, that's impressive. I appreciate that coming through.
You
Gives
know-
me confidence though, like because I don't obviously not going to do anything near this, but I've just been chatting about
Yeah.
what I'm actually going to do.
But-
like before I came here, and yeah, I'm definitely it can work.
This
Yeah.
this is a good thing to look at though. I would do what Andy's done, but just with the gear that you're putting in,
Oh yeah,
because you've got up against the back wall, but you'd only need like half that space.
yeah. I only need one side.
Yeah.
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 And then you'd be able to cover that, and then you'd still be able to have drawers in if you wanted to in your tub, because you just make them stop before the battery. And you've got a skinny battery now.
Yep.
Yeah. So most drawer systems won't go all the way to the back anyway. So yeah, that'll be the way to go. See those tracks there?
Yeah.
That is the best way of doing it, because then you're hiding
Keeps everything
the
nice
mess.
and neat.
Because it's very hard to make cables neat, and he's done a
It's done a
pretty
very good job on it,
at making it very neat.
The director.
mate. I mean,
Maybe we just refer to Andy as the director.
Andy is now the director.
I feel like that's just a good name for a
Yeah.
bloke that does this sort of work.
Yeah. Well, expert electrical contractors.
Expert
Happy
electrical
to shout
contractors.
that out.
I'm gonna have a look at that
That looks
later.
like very good work. So
Thanks,
Yeah.
Andy. That is wicked.
yeah,
And was that a 2012 BT50?
29. So he had a 2012
2019.
BT50.
Oh, he
He's
upgraded to a
2019
Yep.
BT50.
And he found that one with 14,000.
14,000 Ks
I was originally
That's-
thinking that he found a 2012 BT50
with
in
14,000
2019 with 14,000 Ks. I was like, whoa.
No, sorry, no. He upgraded to a 2019 BT50.
Gotcha. Yep.
And he redesigned the electricals inside it as charging was an issue apparently.
Yep. Which is what I ran into a bit.
It's
It's cool.
He says his lovely wife works on the theory that if we have sufficient power, it must be used.
Oh, yeah.
So
So,
absolute power pig, he says.
So hair dry, hair straight.
yeah, I was picturing that. I was picturing some of that.
yeah.
Or just some of the best feeds you've ever eaten on a campsite.
Yeah. Well, we haven't
Like
seen
Andy's
we
out
haven't
there
seen
on
Andy's
his-
hair. I mean,
Yeah, maybe he's got luscious locks.
yeah, you might have a.
No, that's cool.
good head.
I
Got
like
a great picture of the director in my head.
that. Andy, send in a selfie or something, mate. Just give us a look at you.
Yeah, I'm picturing a couple of band-aids on your fingers after that job.
Mate, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good work.
Oh, he says a lot of swear words.
Yep.
Isn't it always though?
We've got another one
Yeah.
from...
You know, like when you how many times you go tell the missus, yeah, I'll just got to do this at the car. 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Last
Three
night.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you're at the shop looking for a bolt that you snapped or something
Yeah,
to
it's always-
tap
Yeah.
drill it back out.
And they always come out at the worst time as well, like right after you
Yeah.
fucked something.
Lauren-
Sorry, I meant mess something up.
Lauren comes out and always
Sorry, Dad.
says, what could you possibly be doing now?
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm actually doing nothing. It's just my hobby. I just tinker.
Yeah. So I'm just standing here looking at the car, just really like it. Did it for
Yeah,
done
I
it for the
just-
last 6 hours. Just really enjoy standing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Righto.
Nah.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, director. This one from Tilly the Dingo. I just thought this was a really, really great message. G'day, fellas.
Dingo.
Just wondering if Charlie Dixon and Ronny Dale are related. Two Vikings.
Charlie Dixon.
There he is. Played against him on a few weeks ago.
Ah, yes.
He's
The great man, the great forward. He's a big man. He's a car dude.
He loves.
He has a garage.
Yeah, he's right
What's
into
it,
his
what's it called?
I want to say he's right into his, not like, I don't want to get this, I will get this wrong, but like muscle cars, race cars.
Yeah, he's got a podcast called Driving with Dixon.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's right into it. I've seen that a couple of years ago.
It's called Chuck's Garage.
Oh, yeah.
CHUX.
Yeah,
But he does a bunch of interviews and
stuff. Is that
stuff.
your cousin?
Is that your cousin? Your cousin's with him?
Oh, it's my bigger cousin.
Yeah,
Ronny,
he's huge.
Give us the pose that he's doing there, mate. Give us the raw.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He's just tried to grab a football
That's
and
not
it's
Charlie
gone. That's not
You're not
Charlie
his cousin,
Dixon at all. We figured that out.
Good fellow by all reports.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah, he was actually on BackChat.
Oh, yeah?
Great podcast.
Yeah, right.
Great
There
podcast.
you go.
One of the best. Even if you don't like footy too much, it's just mental health and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
obviously been through it. Great podcast.
Yeah, right. Very good.
Yes.
Speaking of footy, you can see what I don't play.
Yeah, picked up that.
Yeah, that was not
No, you've kicked it right.
that wasn't a Chris Judd pickup, was it? It was I don't know what
no
that
one
was.
really does that.
No. We got one more.
Sweet.
We'll try and get into it. Burning_fuel WA. Why are beadlocks illegal and frowned upon?
Beadlocks are legal.
They're not.
I don't know why
They're not legal in
B-locks
Australia.
are illegal because, like, it's helping keep your tyre on, so I don't see why they should be illegal. But there are some beadlocks that you supposedly can get legal, and they're the internal beadlocks. So I've got some on my play tyres, on my Trepidors. I've got beadlocks inside it. So it's a Kevlar sleeve. It's a nightmare for tyre fitters to put on because it sucks to put it on. And it's like an inner tube. So you can run your tyres at 0 PSI if need be. But generally you go down to 5 or down to 10. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And they won't come off because the Kevlar sleeve inside. And even if you shred your tyre, you can still drive on your Kevlar sleeve.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy. Supposedly they say on their website that you can get them to run legally on the road, but they're a nightmare to balance. And I've only got them on my Treps just so I can go right down and use them to their full potential. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
There you go. I didn't even know they were illegal.
But the
Well-
B-locks he's talking about are the ones that, you got that clip on the outside.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
goes all around the bead and you're like 1,000,000 bolts. Yeah.
Yeah.
External beadlockers.
External beadlockers,
Yeah.
yeah. But they only do the outside, not the inside.
Well, the internal beadlockers, some cars come with internal beadlockers. I can't remember which ones they are, but it might be a Jeep or a...
You mean on the inside of the wheel?
Yeah, they come with internal beadlockers.
Yeah, because there's internal inside the tyre.
Yeah, and then there's external beadlocks.
Yeah, then it's external on the outside, external on the inside. But I haven't seen external on the inside.
The internal, external on the inside. The internal on the inside ones, some cars come with them.
Okay.
And they're okay, or they're okay in
Right.
inverted commas, that because they don't, you're not like the external ones, you clamp a piece of metal around the outside of the tire.
Yes.
And it's considered like a modification or something like that. So they're
It has been
frowned
passed
upon,
with engineering.
illegal, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, but the internal ones go, as far as I remember, they go onto a plate already. That's like something that's already there.
Yeah.
So it's not as.
Or they never see them, so that's why they get passed.
Yeah, that's another one. I mean, could be anything. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because it very well could be, but that's
Yeah.
what I remember from
Generally
when I was doing a
speaking,
bit of research.
if a car comes out with something like that from factory, then it's just going to be legal because otherwise they wouldn't release the car in the first place. For example, the Troopy that came out with a 10-seater. The minute you remove those seats and you register it as a 2-seater or a 4-seater, you can't go back to the 10-seater.
Yeah, right.
It's weird.
There's not
eh?
many around with the 10 seats in them.
No, I pulled all mine out.
I did find one, though, not long ago. I found a Troopy.
Car sales?
Yep. For $64,000. It's a 2017 GXL with 90,000 Ks on the clock.
Can't be mine then. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, imagine that was. You just stripped it. Thoughts? It's just the standard. It's got a bull bar and scrub bars, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, how many Ks?
95.
That's pretty good. That's
2017 GXL. It's going for 65.
Look, I paid 77 for my troopy, and it had done 77,000 k's.
Yeah, right.
I paid $1 a kilometre for mine.
It's yeah.
That's actually not bad. Yes.
Lauren actually told me I should go and get it.
Well, there you go. Laura knows what she's
But
talking
now
about.
I'm playing around with the ute and having a lot of fun. So
So Mr. Car Sales, who I ask about pricing, got told to go buy.
yeah, I know.
I think there might be maybe he's the apprentice car sales.
I'll find this for you when we're done because maybe I'm not quite up to
It's a
scratch.
grasshopper.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit,
that
sounds like
it?
she's learnt a lot from you.
Yeah, well, Lauren is all over the price of troopies. Don't worry about that.
Yeah? She wants a troopy.
Oh, she wants one.
No, she just hears it from me.
Oh, yeah. You plan
I think she does though. She likes it though.
The car sales girl.
She only wants a Sandy Torp though. If I go a 70 series,
Fair enough.
so I'll just take Ronnie's.
Like, fair enough.
He'll
you
probably
just
give
buy
it to me.
Ronnie's when he sells his 78.
I'll buy that one, but I'll get it wrapped in stealth Sandy Torp.
Yeah, you have to.
I have to paint it first, but
Well, you can just get the wrap. And look, I actually had wrap. I think I told you guys about that. The green wrap. I bought some green wrap.
yeah.
So-
where's that now?
Well, it's still in my workshop.
Have a go, Jaden.
I bought
Wrap the 76.
$1,400 worth of wrap because Jono knows how to wrap with normal wrap, and I got cold feet because I did some photoshopping, putting the color into the car, and I was just like, nah, I don't like the color. It looks too military. So, yeah, I've
like this?
it's
That sort of green?
darker.
Darker, okay.
Bit of an army green.
The blacks were getting lost.
Sorry. Through that.
Is that the one from Adelaide?
Yeah, it is actually.
Wow.
Still going strong.
Still going.
Is there a laptop in there?
No,
No,
it's it.
it's in front of him, mate.
Yeah. I was just thinking.
Yours is in there.
Ronnie's laptop.
Where's the laptop?
Oh, the other...
Run sheets. That's why.
Yeah, you did have it out before.
We did, just because we're
Yeah.
still on the fire pit.
Yeah, because Jana wanted some photos,
I did. I did want some photos.
and I didn't even look at a run sheet.
And you were here very early today, Ronnie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So you were doing a bit of work as well.
Hooking into
Yeah.
a
Yeah, you just...
burger.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, we've lost it here
Yeah,
right
quick,
now. We've
what have you got?
absolutely lost it. There was some feedback on your
It was a good
tub
burger. Sorry.
He's hungry again.
because you got your tub.
Yeah.
You've had your tub
Yep.
now lined with Raptor.
Yep.
There was some feedback on that because you were talking about it in the episode that's just come out, the 12-volt one,
Yep.
talking about doing it. Obviously,
Yep.
you've done it now. There was some talk about being careful doing that because it can rip the stuff that you put in your tray.
Oh,
Whether it be like boxes,
Yep.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Not just fabric, but
That
like
makes sense.
hard plastic and that kind of stuff as
Yep.
well.
I'll
There was
probably-
a bit that like people have had some issues
Yeah, right.
doing that.
That's
and I
good to
think it's
know.
just something that to keep in mind. That you've
to
already
know.
done yours, but
Well, I'll probably lay something down on the bottom because it's probably a little bit unfair to the dogs that rip their skin off
yeah.
when they're laying on the
poor
coating.
boys.
But
I haven't actually. I've never had Raptor lining, but I've had Linex and I've had the Rhino liner, and they're all a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
the coarseness, but I haven't really had a problem.
you feel up my car when we go out there, and I'll feel up yours because I need to feel the stealth.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you touch
Just
mine.
gonna be filling up each other's cars.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
My poor 76 is
Just
in a parking lot
saw it
somewhere
down
not getting
there.
felt up.
I saw it down there. Looks good though.
it's
All right,
totally acceptable to fill each other's cars up.
let's wrap this up so people can get on with their days.
Let's wrap
finally.
this up.
Oh,
Oh, Ronnie, you've done it again.
what's that mean? That's Ronnie. All right. Do your punchline again.
Well, my punch. Let's Raptor it up.
Let's wrap it up. I like it. All right. We're going to get going. You good? Anything else? He wants another burger. All right. The 4Drive Podcast, driven by Shelter, the music by the Southern Riverman. To see us out with Let It Ride. 4Drive Podcast on Instagram. All our episodes over on BackChat's YouTube. And patrons, thank you for your support. See you next time.
Toodaloo and goodbye, V8.